back, guys. In this video, we're going to work on some inversions to help improve circulation and just to revitalize us. So go ahead and grab a block if you have it, as well as your mat, and let's get started. Okay, so let's just start with our feet about hip-width apart. And what we're going to do is just start with an inhale. With our arms up, look up at our hands, and then exhale, heart center. Let's inhale again. Inhale. Exhale, heart center. Good. One more. Inhale. Exhale, heart center. Good. Getting some fresh breath into our bodies and into our lungs. So go ahead and start to shake out your wrists a little bit. We're going to spend some time on our hands, so we want to make sure they're warmed up. Don't shake too hard, just a gentle shake here. You might feel your fingers start to loosen up a bit, and now start flapping. Same thing. Just feel your fingers let go, warming up the wrists. Feels silly, but it really does a nice job of warming up your wrists. All right, and release it. So now let's go ahead and take our palm away from us and just gently pulling our fingers toward our body here to open up the forearms and the wrists a little more. Anytime I spend even a little time on my hands, like in down dog or anything, I like to open up my wrists. Now, flipping your hand around so the back of your hand is facing away from you, fingers pointed down. Gentle pull on the back of your hand here, just for a nice opening in the wrist muscles. Good. Now, to the other side, palm facing away from you, fingers pointed down. Opening up that wrist and forearm. Now flipping it around so the back of the hand is facing away from you. And just remembering to breathe deeply this whole time and go ahead and release it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is your feet are a little more, actually they're going to be quite a bit more than even shoulder width apart. If you're really tight in your hamstrings, maybe you want to go a little wider. It's totally up to you. This might also be the point where you might want your block nearby, so I'm going to place it in front of me. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a forward fold. Now, if this is too much, you can use the block to help support you when you come down, like here, or even out here, whatever feels best. If you're very tight, that might be best for you. So what we're going to do to come down into forward fold, and you can just play with this, we're going to hold it for a while, so you may find that you start with the block and then you don't need it after some time. So place your hands on your waist. Let's inhale. And exhale with a flat back all the way down. And again, if you can't touch the floor, that's fine. You can always use the block. You can use the block on its high setting if you want. Whatever feels best for you. If you're comfortable coming all the way down the floor, getting to a place where maybe you heel toe out or in a little bit, your hands will be even with your feet, and just let your head drop toward the ground, elongating that spine. Just feel the blood start to go to your head, and breathing. Again, you can keep a slight bend in your knees if you find that you're pretty tight in your hamstrings. You don't want to push it too hard. We're still kind of warming up here. Maybe you do a slight side to side with your legs just a little bit. And just hang here. If you're able to keep your hands even with your feet, even better. Letting your head drop toward the ground. You can even widen out your feet a little more if you want, so that your head almost touches the ground. But again, not totally necessary. Or just use that block. The goal here is we're opening up the backs of our legs. We're also elongating that spine, and we're getting the blood flowing in the opposite way it's used to. Now, gently bringing your hands forward if they're not already in front of you, either on the block or on the ground, putting your left hand in the center of the mat, or the floor in my case, and then do a nice little twist up to your right side. So your right arm is straight up, and you're twisting. You're looking up toward the sky. Good. Just feel a nice twist here. Now gently bring down that right hand. Replace the left hand with your right hand, and now twist to the left. And breathe. Breathe nice deep breaths. New oxygen to different places. Good. Now release. Bringing that left hand down. Now bringing the heel toeing your feet in to about shoulder width apart. Or maybe, actually, I'm sorry, bring them in closer to about hip width apart. Now just let yourself hang here. Let your head hang down. And then if you want, looking up slightly so you can see what you're doing, lifting up your feet, if this feels comfortable for you, if your hands are on the ground, and even with a slight bend in your legs, this is fine, placing your palms up, facing up toward the sky with your fingers pointed toward you, and then under your feet like I'm doing here. Now this is pretty advanced, it's okay if not, just keep your forward fold, relax into it. Whether your hands are under your feet or not, you can use your toes to kind of massage your wrist if you want. And if you're not here yet, that's fine. Something to work toward. We're all at different places in our practice. On removing your hands from under your feet. One last little breath here as we hang. Now, bending your knees slightly. Hands at your waist. Inhale. Exhale up. Good. Okay. Now coming to the front of our mat, and what we're going to do is go into our little vinyasa here. So we're just going to inhale up, look up at your hands, we're going to swan dive, exhale down, flat back, forward fold, inhale, flat back, look forward, and then exhale, step back, chaturanga. You can come to your knees if you want, lower yourself down. Inhale to an up dog or a cobra, which is where your arms are slightly bent and your elbows are in nice and tight. And then tuck your toes under. Exhale, down dog. Now we're in our next inversion here. Down dog with our head below our waist. We're getting new blood. You can pedal out those feet, opening up those hamstrings, really sending your hips up to the sky. This should feel really good. Relax your shoulders out of your ears. I always have to remind myself. Really think about grounding through your hands and your feet. If you feel weight or pressure in your wrists, think about really gripping through your fingertips here. As you get stronger, your wrists will get stronger also, and it won't feel like there's a bunch of weight on them. But you really want to think about grounding through your fingertips to relieve some of that. Think about rotating your arms so that the inside of your elbows are pointed facing towards each other, or even kind of toward the front of the room. Breathing. I like to exhale out my mouth. Well, down dog. Good. If you want to try, and if you ever need a break, just come down to your knees for a moment. Maybe you give your wrists a little break. Do that. And then just come right back into it. We're going to do one last thing here. So you can stay in down dog if you want. You can try bending both legs for slightly different feeling here, or keep pedaling, or just hold it. If you want a little something different, take your right hand and just cross it to your left leg, your left ankle. Now this takes a lot of strength in your left arm, so really ground down through your left arm. And maybe you just want to give it a try and go straight back to your down dog. That's fine. Doing this might give you a little stretch in that upper back. Gently release, bringing that right hand back. Now grounding through that right hand, and then crossing with your left hand toward your right ankle. Good. Breathing. And now gently bringing that left hand back. Good. Now gently releasing yourself down onto your knees. And now we're just going to come into a comfortable seated position. Actually, let's come in a butterfly. We're just going to do something, not an inversion for a moment. Give the blood a chance to come back down through our bodies here. You should kind of feel it just washing back through. Breathing in your butterfly. If this is too much, you can take 2 blocks under each knee like this if you want to. Otherwise, if you want to try to come forward, maybe you're on your forearms, you can use the block if you want in front of you and rest your forehead on the block. Nice straight back back here, keeping your belly in, breathing. And if you don't want the block, you can always just come down, rest your forehead on your hands, on the back of your hands. Just really think about opening up those hips. Maybe if that's too much, just stay up here. It's totally fine. Good. Okay, now we're gently going to bring our legs together, and we're going to do a different kind of inversion now. So I have a blanket here because the floor is cold. So if you have a blanket you want to lay on, because what we're going to do is come up to the wall. I'm going to bring my bum right up to the trim. So go ahead and do the same. Now, ladies, for those of you who might be on your cycle right now, I'm going to make a recommendation for you to do this. We're all going to come onto our back, but ladies on their cycle, keep your legs at a 90-degree angle and just press your legs against the wall. The rest of us, if you're able to, bring your bum, which easier said than done. It's always a little awkward. Just kind of shimmy yourself up to the wall here and bring your bum up to the trim in the wall. And what you're going to do, okay, now I'm there. Now what you're going to do is you've got your bum right against the wall. Legs are straight up the wall. You can rest your hands at your sides or on your belly, whatever feels good. And just rest here. And we're going to stay here for a little over a minute. And what this does is this helps bring the blood down our legs. Now, we know our circulation pumps in both directions, but gravity does a lot of work pulling the blood down our legs as well. So this helps just kind of refresh the blood flow throughout our bodies. And this specific inversion really helps with sleep and lower back pain. So if you struggle with sleep, or sleeping well, or getting to sleep, definitely try this one. You can hold this for up to 5 minutes if you want to. I also recommend a full spectrum CBD oil. See the link in the box below if you would like to check that out after this to see what kind I use. That is organic, full spectrum, and 0.0% THC, which is great for those of us who get drug tested for work. You do not want to fail a drug test. Breathing. Good. Good. Here's to some good sleep tonight. Just relax into this. You can do this every night before bed if you want. If you feel like the blood is completely going out of your toes, just wiggle them a bit. Crinkle them up, splay them out. Let's do that. Give my toes some love. Now, go ahead and gently push yourself away from the wall or come to your side in a fetal position, and then come back onto your mat. Right? And not only on your back, we're going to do another, I call this like a halfway inversion. Coming down onto your back, planting your feet, take your block, and rise your hips up slightly, releasing them, or your low back onto the blocks to where it feels comfortable. And just relaxing here for a moment, releasing that low back, kind of letting the blood flow change slightly. Now, if you really want a little more, you can set your block up so that the tall part is your low back, like I'm doing here, instead of the flatter version. Just holding it here. Oh, I have a visitor. Hi. Hi. Here. It's Chester. He loves the yoga mat almost as much as I do. Every single night he is on it with me. Yes, I see. Okay, now planting through your feet, go ahead and lift your hips up, remove the block, set it off to the side, and now let's just press ourselves back up into a comfortable seated position. And let's come up for an inhale here. Look up at your hands. Exhale, heart center. Good. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you feel revitalized and your circulation feels a little better. Please feel free to leave any comments if there are certain videos you would like to see. And also don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell below so that you get notified every time I post my videos, which is weekly. I will see you guys soon.